Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Takedown, a Jackrabbit Illustrated podcast focused on South Dakota State Wrestling. Tonight I'm joined by my co-hosts Jordan Schoenrock and Alex Kenkel, and we are delighted to be joined by assistant coach or whatever, Cody Caldwell. Always great to have you on the show, Cody. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. As I was saying earlier, we're so back and excited to be able to compete in front of our home fans tomorrow against Augustana. So really looking forward to diving in on some of these things and talking some wrestling.
Yeah, we got a hell of a lineup, and by that I mean you guys have a hell of a lineup this year.
No,
Jordan,
it's us.
well, okay, sure. Jordan, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
I
Ready
see
to get into First Bank and Trust for the first time tomorrow.
Yeah,
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. I see you got your own thing going on. You want to touch on that a little bit? The first period that you got going on. Tell
Yeah, so
about
I got a 3-minute TikTok page that I'm doing every day now. It's going to be called the 3-minute or first period at 3. It's supposed to come out every day at 3:00. It's just at first I thought I'd be able to give a lot of information, but 3 minutes is really fast in the end.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of just little information. So I got to get better at it. But yeah, so follow that on TikTok if you want to. It's the Rabbit Roundup is the page, and then I put a TikTok out every day called the first period at 3:00.
and you're also shooting those links out on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes.
Alex, you've definitely been through a 3-minute period. Does it seem like a long time or a short time? Because I know in my life it seemed like a long time before.
I've never been through a 3-minute period. High school was still
we got the 2 minutes.
The 2-2s. Okay, yeah. But still, that's a long time in that third period.
Yeah, it's wrestled plenty of overtime matches back in the
There you
day,
go.
but that mostly because I decided not to score till the third period, drove my coach crazy.
When you get into 3 overtimes, I can tell you as a former heavyweight 89 pounder.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wrestling at the end of a tournament.
A lot of wrestling or a lot of dancing? Because I was usually doing the dancing at that time.
Well, I was an upper weight. I did lots of dancing. So,
Heck yeah.
Jordan,
No,
why
that's
don't you
awesome.
start us off? Any questions that you want to hit Cody with today?
I think let's jump right into the big news yesterday. The 4 signees that we got here.
Yeah, absolutely. We signed 4 guys yesterday. It's a smaller group, which is kind of what we need at this point. I'm sure you guys have been through it as far as us opting in and whatnot, and so we have to gradually make our way down to 30, a 30-man roster. And so we have currently we have 37 guys on the roster, but we have a number of DSAs, so designated student athletes, as our program was grandfathered in. It's a whole nother subject. We can get into it, but so basically we had to designate a number of individuals that basically don't count towards our roster, but still nothing changes as far as they're a part of the team. They can wrestle, they can earn scholarship, all of those things, but they're spread across 5 years. And so once they matriculate, once they graduate, we can't essentially replenish them, right? And so
maybe you're getting to it, Coach. The interesting thing I learned when we were talking about it from like the football and basketball perspective is it follows the kid, not the school.
100%.
So if you can potentially add one of these DSAs from the portal or lose one to the portal, and that will change your roster size.
Absolutely. It's crazy. It's totally unique.
It's like COVID year, right? But more.
I know, right? It's so like when you're trying to decide like who these individuals are, it's like, okay, you don't want them all in one class because then all of a sudden you're
down to 30.
out. You're like you have no wiggle room. So, and you don't want it to be, your best guy necessarily, because hey, they then it's a free pass. They can go and so it's wild. I mean, college athletics are wild, and you guys follow it closely enough. It's crazy times, but so yeah, to get back to our recruits, our signees, those 4 guys, awesome small group, filled some, not holes, but some needs that was a necessity at this point in the program. I'll start with our big guy, Tyson Martin, coming in. So he is out of Wisconsin. He's multiple time state place winner. He's ranked number 1 this past year. He was kind of dominating everyone, and in the semis he actually dislocated his elbow, had to withdraw from the tournament. Obviously I'm biased, but I think he would have ended up being a state champion. But he was kind of under the radar a little bit, and seems to be kind of the kids that we are able to nab and then help develop. But super athletic kid. He wrestled 220 this past year, or 215, or whatever the weight class is. But now he's big. He's weighing like 250. He plays football at Lacrosse Aquinas, I think yeah, it is. Uh, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but
We won't
he's an
hold ya.
athlete. Like yeah, all right. He's a running back, and man, he's just he looks the part for sure, and he has a lot of athleticism, so he'll be good to add to our heavyweight roster. With Luke Rasmussen going to be a senior this next year, he'll redshirt. Also, we have in there Micah Hawk out of Watertown, who is playing football right now, and so it gives us some more depth at that weight class, because currently Luke Rasmussen is the only heavyweight on our roster. So it's like we needed to get some depth and have some guys there, and we think he's an awesome addition. So got him out of Wisconsin. We also got Riley Johnson out of Nebraska, Scott. He's state champ from out there. He's a multiple time Fargo All-American. We don't know what weight he's going to be. I mean, I think he wrestled 60 this past year, but now he's weighing 190 pounds and long, lengthy. We tend to do well with those kinds of body types, and he's a guy who just loves the sport. I mean, ever since he's committed, he's been all in. Like he loves SDSU, loves the Jackrabbits, has come up on unofficials after his official, and just has really made himself a part of the team. And so excited for him.
I was on mute. I was just going to add, he went to the best high
Yeah.
school wrestling program in the world. So that's
I could
tough
see
to
you
beat.
mouthing it. I could see you mouthing it. So I knew you were saying something. That's why I'm cheesing out over here, because I know what
that's
Alex
funny.
is basically saying.
Yeah,
He's biased.
Yeah, I should
not
have known.
biased at all,
I
right?
should have put two and two together, right? But no, they do have a storied program, and it's they got a lot of good things going on over there, and I know he's loved his time there at Scott, and so we're fired up that he's a Jackrabbit. And then I think he might be the first Nebraska kid that we're actually have had on the team in my last. I mean, this is my 9th season here. I think it might be. I could be wrong, but we haven't had a ton of them. But he's one that is coming in, so we're excited. But third one was kind of a late pickup. Brock Johnson. We were just talking to him a little bit. Talking about him a little bit. So he's out of Kansas. He is a middleweight, probably 41, 49 pounder, but he's a guy who is ever since he came out for the NDSU game, and although it wasn't what we wanted from I'm sorry to bring it up from an outcome standpoint, but the atmosphere and being around Jackrabbit Nation, he's like, hey, this is something I want to be a part of. And so he actually committed on his visit. He's going for his 4th state title in Kansas, and so he would be the 7th four-timer in Kansas history. So something that is truly admirable, and a guy that is going to do really good things. And so we're super excited about him. And then the last one, a familiar. Oh, we lost Alex. That's all right. A familiar face in.
Sorry. No. You
We're
just keep going.
all
Alex
good.
took
I'll just
himself
roll.
off. Don't worry about
So-
it, man. Just keep talking.
And then the
you
last
gotta,
one.
you gotta keep with the thing, man. Keep going.
Yeah. With the
Sorry.
last one is Kevin Carlson, so Clay Carlson's brother out of Wilmer, Minnesota, who was a state finalist this past year. And all kids that kind of fit our mold, like they love the sport of wrestling and are going to develop and make a name for themselves, and are truly excited about being a part of Jackrabbit athletics and representing our program. So we may add one or two late, but for now, those are the 4 that we have, and we're excited. And they come in at some weight classes that we need as some guys roll off. But I mean, at this point right now, like, our team is in probably the best spot that it's been in my time here, right? As far as our talent is the best that it's been. Our wrestling IQ, our kids, are good kids. They're hardworking. They love the sport. They have big goals, and it's truly been a lot of fun, right? And so even this past weekend at the Tiger Style, to be able to let them go compete and you see some things, and although we didn't win every weight class, but like those guys were scrapping, they were out there battling and representing us in a really really strong way. And so I think this group is going to be a lot of fun, and we've got more depth than we've ever had, and these guys are chomping at the bit to get in front of their home crowd tomorrow.
So a little bit more on the new signees.
Yeah.
I don't think we were at risk of with Clay being around losing Carl in the stands, but I'm really
Yep.
excited to have more Carl because I really like that dude. He's awesome. I'm pretty sure he doesn't listen to that, so that's okay. Love
No,
having that family around. They've been great to SDSU
100%.
wrestling, and they
Yeah.
are SDSU wrestling, right? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Their whole now I had the pleasure to coach both Colton and Clay, and now I'm on staff with Clay, and just good people, hardworking individuals that are passionate about SDSU. And us being able to have Clay still a part of the program has been something that has been pivotal for our program. I mean, you talk about a guy that embodies Jackrabbit athletics, like he is that guy. He came here, wasn't a highly touted recruit, bought into the system, and leaves as one of the best to ever do it. And not only that, he's an outstanding human being. Like he's the guy that he wants to help those around him. He's a team guy. He's great in the classroom, and so when we had the opportunity to add that assistant position, like we knew that he was the guy to do it, and he's been a great addition. And we love them, love the family, and excited to continue the lineage here at South Dakota State.
and now you guys both had kids at about the same time, right? Or
Yeah.
is a little younger.
Yep. So mine is, yeah, his is like I believe
So
a
it's real
month.
close.
Yeah, real
It is
close.
real close.
Adeline, yeah, his daughter and my son Knox, and so it's kind of funny because his daughter is like super small, like she's tiny, like on the scale is like height, weight, like 0 to 10 percentile, and then my son's a little chunk. He's like 90 percentile, and so he just towers over her. He's just a big boy, but I guess difference in genetics a little bit. Him and his wife are pretty small, and me and my wife are bigger people. So
Yeah, I was gonna say you're
it
not a
is what it
small
is.
individual, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
So,
I
but
might
yeah.
make you look small, but that's just because I need to lose a lot of weight.
Oh, stop.
And
But
and
yeah,
and
I mean,
it's
it's fun.
sorry,
No,
were you
you're
gonna
good.
say something else? I
No,
was
it's
just
just fun.
gonna
It's
say,
fun having them around together and seeing them grow up. And that's one thing that I'm really appreciative of Damien is like, he runs his program. It's very family oriented, and so our kids are around, his kids are around, and so they're being able to utilize the facility as a massive playground, and seeing them walk and grow and develop has been a treat.
and who knows, you could become literal family someday. It could happen.
It could happen.
It could
You never
happen. You
know.
never know.
You never
Stranger
know.
things have happened. Now,
That's
now
true.
this Johnson, what was his first name again?
Brock.
Brock. That's right, Brock.
Yeah.
Brock Johnson. Is it true he didn't even get taken down during his finals during the state tournament last year? He didn't get
Yeah.
taken down and won 45 in a row, right? Like
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
undefeated.
Yeah. He was undefeated, and he won some big tournaments too. Their team goes to like the Kansas City Stampede, which is a big tournament, and he had a great year. I don't know exactly why he was a little bit under the radar, but he was, and so I'm glad that he was, because when we swooped in, it was he fell in love with the place. And as we know, a lot of times we just need to get these kids out to Brookings, to South Dakota State, and see the many things that we have to offer from not just a facility standpoint, but a people and a culture. And he fell in love with it. And so he's already, I mean, just to note, so on his official visit, it was like the best weekend ever for him, because he came here, he got to be around SDSU wrestling, learn about the program, he committed, and then him and his dad are big hunters. And so on their way home, they shot pheasant on their way home.
Oh,
And so it was
nice.
like, it was like this whole ordeal, and he just had a blast. And actually, he's coming out tomorrow with his dad again for the duel, and then they're going to do some hunting. So, it's a perfect match. So.
Well, and I just didn't know because we don't. I mean, Kansas isn't really. I mean, Missouri,
Yeah.
it's kind of Kansas, but I mean, as far as in the wrestling scene, they kind of fly under the radar as a state, even more
Yeah.
so than even South Dakota, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, there has been some talent come through there, but as far as like uh their numbers have not been as significant as some of these other states. And so when you're able to pick one up out of there, it's a good thing. And yeah, so he's fired up, he's excited, and he's gonna be one that will be fun to watch because he presents a style that he wants to go out and score a lot of points, as you saw. And I think he teched his way through the state tournament like just pretty dominant. And we like those kids. So
That's crazy, and we as fans love to
yeah,
see guys that want to score points,
for
right?
sure.
Like so that score points, score them early, score them often.
Yeah,
If you tech all your guys, we're gonna love that. Then we're gonna love that.
yeah, absolutely.
So when we usually when we bring guys in for a recruiting visit, is that do we make sure they get to Cubbies and try Chislick, or
Oh,
what's our
100%.
what's our standard like ish
Yeah,
breakdown
yeah,
of the activities? Obviously, you show them the room, but like how's that normally go? We've never
yeah,
really
that
asked what that process kind of looks like.
for sure. Well, it's a
The
it's a whole
timeline.
ordeal. Like, so we get 48 hours with them on campus, and we utilize every hour that we have. So usually they show up on like a Friday afternoon. They get here and early afternoon, like 1 o'clock, and they'll go through like their academics, their campus tour, see some of those different things, meet with their academic majors and things like that. They meet with our student athlete academic advisor. Then they watch practice. And then after practice, we take them to Cubbies. Typically, is what we do. We take them to Cubbies, get a big group out at
Sponsor
Cubbies,
of the
and
show.
heck yeah, they take care of us. We love those guys over there. And then after that, they spend time with their hosts. We hang out with the parents, and then in the morning we grab them again. We go eat some more. It's a lot of eating, right? I will say that we
King
typically go to like
Cook's Kitchen or
Cooks or Cottonwood is kind of what we
okay,
do.
yeah.
Just change it up every once in a while, and from there it's just a full day of a lot of touring. Typically, like especially in like the fall, we have a lift morning lift, and so they'll go check out the S Jack, watch our guys lift. They'll take a tour of the not just the S Jack, but the football stadium. Go down out on the field. They'll go over to First Bank and Trust, and then kind of make their way around campus some more. And then from there, we go eat some more at lunch. Typically, we hit up Nick's or something like that, and then they have a little bit of free time. We may stop out on a tailgate, head back to the facility, hang out, watch the game, and eat some more food, and maybe go to craft in the evening. And so it's a lot of eating, it's a lot of socializing, and
Sure.
just trying to better get to know them, because just as
Yeah.
they're kind of trying to figure out if this is the right fit for them, we're trying to figure out if they're the right fit for us, right? And
That makes sense.
we try to do our research as much as we can to see ahead of time, right? So we're not wasting their time or our time. And but there have been kids that we brought out that it's like our guys will tell us, hey, like this isn't a good fit. Like they don't fit the culture or things like that. And more times than not, it's the opposite. It's like, hey, we got to get this kid. Like he's awesome. And so we do our best. And we've had a high success rate of getting kids once we have them on campus, right? Just because they're a lot of times it's, oh, I didn't know South Dakota had this was in South Dakota, right? Or like they had never been. And so it's a special place and something that we're truly proud of, and we're excited to continue to add to the program.
Is there a limit on how many kids you can bring each year onto
I think
your
you're muted,
official?
Jordan.
No, he's coming through.
Can
Oh,
you
he
hear
is.
me
I
now,
can't
Cody?
hear him.
Can you hear me now?
That's weird. So he asked, is there a limit on the amount of kids that you can bring in on a year on an official in a year?
Yeah. No, there's not. There's not. So, now I hear you, Chad, but no, Jordan, there's not a limit as far as how many kids we can bring in. Typically we try to be somewhat selective on, uh, when we bring kids in, we want to get them, right? We're not in the business of bringing kids in just to say, hey, they took a visit to South Dakota State, because in this day and age, like, um, they they can take as many visits as they want, these kids. And so some of it is just like, hey, I just want to go and see as many places as I can. And it's like that's probably not the kid for us, right? Because we want kids that want to be here. And if they're looking to take 7, 8, 9, 10 visits, it's like, hey, we'll save you the visit. And maybe this isn't the place, because we do. I mean, it's also a cost for us too,
Sure.
to whether we fly kids out or bring them out, and you feed them, you have them hotels and things like that. So that's why we try to kind of keep it smaller too. Like, I think that's one thing that separates us a little bit, is like we try to make it very personable. Like, so we don't typically bring out more than 4 kids, 4 or 5 kids, just because we want that one-on-one time with parents. We want that one-on-one time with the kids, and to show them and give them the attention they deserve, so we can better get to know them. And so you'll see a number of programs bring out massive groups and things like that, and it works for some people, but for us, it's hey, we want more personal, more intimate, and
State.
we,
Sorry.
so yeah, we can find the right guys. So
Oh, I can't help myself sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a rub there. I think
Yeah.
everybody know what I just did. That's
Yeah.
fine. I said what I said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alex.
So, anyone have any recruiting questions? Otherwise, going to ask if we do a little rundown of last weekend and
Yeah.
how we thought results went, all that sort of thing.
I think we've kind of went over the recruiting. I mean, I think we got some good guys. I like what I saw. Obviously, we're in love with whoever you bring in, because
Yeah.
you guys always choose quality individuals that fit the program well and fit the needs that you have. Like
Yeah.
you said, it's not a hole necessarily, but
Right.
a need, and so that's you guys have done excellent with that. This program continues to gain momentum, and we can't wait to get more people behind it.
Well, and that's the thing is too, like, Chad, I mean, like, you look at the college landscape, is like a lot of, we kind of have to better understand our niche as far as recruiting, right? Like, we're probably not going to recruit a top 50 kid that's out of Pennsylvania,
Ohio.
right? Like, I mean,
New
that just,
Jersey,
yeah, New
Pennsylvania,
Jersey.
Oklahoma.
I mean, we finally, after 8 years since Damien's been here, we finally got a Jersey kid in our lineup, right? But that's the first one. It's just it's so different, right? And it's not for lack of effort, right? We've had kids out here and things like that. It's
So,
just different
We're not going
atmosphere.
to flip Bo Bassett then.
We are
No?
not gonna. We
Have
are
we
not.
even
We do not have the
tried?
cash for that.
I don't want you to answer that question. That was a rhetorical question. But
Yeah.
speaking of, we got a hell of a guy throwing some moves down at the Tiger style. That was something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which
I
one?
assume he's talking about Brady Roark's finals match there.
Yeah, for sure.
That was pretty
his
awesome.
his Winn-Dixie, man. Like,
Winn-Dixie, yeah.
it's yeah. I mean, but just to finish on the recruiting piece, it's like,
Sorry.
so we have to bet. No, I just wanted to elaborate. Just like we have to know who. I mean, a lot of times we stay more regional, right? And we kind of have to be. We have to find those kids that are maybe a little bit under the radar, and then, I don't think there's a program out there, and I don't mean to be ignorant or out of line, but you look at some of the programs, I don't feel like there's another program out there that develops kids the way that we do. I think, I think we've had a number of kids that are perfect examples of that have bought into the program and finished their careers as some of the best guys in the country. And so we need to find those kids, right? And, you give us a better product to start with, like the faster that happens, right? You look at like a Bennett Berge, who coming out of high school was a top recruit, right? And as a freshman, he was an All-American, right? And so we can fast track that a little bit if you start with better a kid that has better skills, or he's more well schooled and things like that. But those aren't always the kids we get, and so we have to identify the ones that are the right fit. And especially in this era of NIL, like these kids are getting paid, right? Or these kids are getting paid. If you're one of those top kids, there's no doubt that you're promised money on top of scholarship. And so it's like, how are we going to go and pay a kid when we need to take care of our own guys and things like that. And so it's a situation, and it's just the way it is. And you know what, I like it better that way. And it's a lot more fun, and it's a lot more team oriented. And then you go to a tournament, kind of to go off of what you said, Chad, the Tiger style. It's a heck of a lot of fun, man. Like, we had guys battling, scrapping, and pulling for one another, and it's that team oriented, and that sometimes is lost in today's college athletics. And we have a bunch of kids that not only love the sport of wrestling, but love the people that they're doing it with. And that's a culture piece, and everybody preaches it, but you got to live it. And so the Tiger style was an awesome way for us to start off the season. So we made the adjustment just because some of these open tournaments are dying, right? Like, it's tough to get teams to even come out to South Dakota to wrestle. And so we made the move to the Tiger Style Invitational, which was a good move for us. It had 5 teams, and we were able to get a bunch of Division I matches, and I think it filled the void that we needed, and it was awesome, right? We didn't win every weight class. I think we had 5 finalists, but we had guys that were battling and just competing, and that's the kind of kids we have right now. And so it's a heck of a lot of fun, and our depth is better than it's ever been. And we have a lot of guys that love the sport of wrestling. So you talk about Brady Roark, man. He what a finish, right, to his finals. I mean,
it's like something you see in a JV match, but it wins a D1 Open in the finals.
Hey,
I mean, the guys aren't seeing it coming. They don't expect it, right?
Yeah, it was wild. Like, I knew I was sitting that side, and I saw when he got like lifted to that waterfall position. I'm like, all right, I know that he's got this in his back pocket, but there's no way he's going to hit it right now in this situation. And then he did it, and I'm like, it was wild, and I won't lie. I've seen him get hit by Brady Berge in that move at least 100 times since in the past year. So it's kind of funny how things
There's
come
kind of
full
a
circle.
size difference there.
Yeah,
a little
and
bit,
he's definitely using his weight a little bit, but he's no stranger to being hit in that move. Roark isn't. So it was awesome. And like, kind of the backstory too. Like, so Brady's a Missouri kid. His brother went to Mizzou. In the finals, that kid that he wrestled, that kid was on his official visit with him. And, he said that, hey, like, I knew even on the visit, they kind of pushed me off to the side. I knew that they wanted that Mauger kid, and that was their first choice. And so there was a little bit of chip on his shoulder, and for him to do it in the fashion that he did, and
to that point,
the title.
That Mauger kid's good. I mean, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
a national qualifier last year.
So he redshirted last year, but he took out a bunch of
that's right.
He had a great season. Soldier Salute. I think he made the finals. Like, he's good. He was like a blue chip recruit coming out of high school. Like, he's the real deal. And yeah, so it was fun for him to do it, and even more exciting the way in which it happened. Now, next time I'd rather not give up. It's an early takedown and claw our way back, but have to rely on that. But
he's just learning from TJ. It's the Tanner Jordon special.
It is, guys.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if it was Tanner or Brady out there in the final.
There are a number of things that I want guys to take away from Tanner Jordon. The way in which he started matches is not one of them.
But it had to be for him a real blow on the apple, polish it off on your shirt, kind of look at what I just accomplished deal for him. And, not really beat your chest, but that's a really sweet kind of victory. Cause
for sure.
I mean, not that he probably hated that guy, but there's a little bit of a, I don't know, competition there when somebody gets more or less selected over you. But you know what?
Yeah.
We're glad we have Brady, and I think he's probably glad to be where he's at. So
Yeah, absolutely. And he's like a super humble kid too. And so like he didn't show a whole lot of emotion after the match and things like that. It's just like business as usual, but super happy for him because he's waited his time, right? Like, last year being behind, he got hurt and then being behind TJ and finally like he's the guy and he's hitting the ground running. So
Jordon.
So we had him, and then another big win that we had was it Moses or Marcus that hit the national qualifier? Moses beat the national qualifier in the semis, or the AA from last year. Brody.
So we had Moses beat a national qualifier is what he's asking about.
All
Sorry,
American.
Cody still
All
can't hear
American,
you.
yep.
Stream, yeah, All American. He said, yeah, All American. But for whatever reason, sorry everybody if there's some disconjointed and I'm saying things twice. You're hearing them twice on the replay here.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, Cody can't hear
Jordan.
Yeah. So he was asking, it was Moses that had that win, right?
Yes, Moses had a big win. So he so Moses is coming last year he was at 157, right? And so he's up 2 weight classes at 174 and he was taking on Cam Steed out of Missouri, who returning All-American, top 10 guy ranked in the country, and he kind of dogged him out, right? Like he got him really Moses. The one thing that you'll see with these twins, Marcus and Moses, is they wrestle an extremely high pace, right? Like they wrestle really hard, and you saw it all tournament. Those guys were just making guys kind of want to put their head down, and he wrestled a pace and he came out on top. That's a huge win for him, a huge start for him at the weight class, right? And so we're fired up for Moses, and his brother Marcus had a great tournament as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Just a little backstory on Moses. So at the beginning of this year, he came into our we have preseason meetings where we meet with everybody, and he came in and he's like, "Yep, I'm a 157 pounder. I'm gonna go 157." And we're like, "Okay, well, how much are you weighing?" Like 188, 189. And we're like, "Yeah, we don't think you're
that's a lot of cutting, bud.
We don't think you're a 57 pounder, Moses." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make him." We're like, "Dude, we really think your best weight class is 74, right? Like, just given the circumstances and the outlook of the team, like we feel like that would be where you were best." But he thought he was a 57 pounder for a while, and it turns out that maybe the coaches do know a little more than he gave us credit for. And he's up at 74 and he's healthy and he's moving well and able to use that pace. And him and his brother that's what they were doing this past weekend, man. Like they gave up more takedowns than I would have liked, but like they came back and they wrestled hard. And if they have it within striking distance, man, they're gonna track guys down, and so they're gonna be a real treat.
You look at some of their scores on Marcus, 20-3, 20-11. It's like football scores, not wrestling scores.
I know. And you got Simas in the corner, who you guys know Simas. He loves that. And so he's just like, cut him. And that's what he did. Like it was awesome. Like he was scoring so many points, and Moses scoring the points too. And I think he like teched maybe like I think the twins like over the course of the tournament together like teched like maybe 4 or 5 different Mizzou guys. I think they were just sick of wrestling them by the end of it. Just like they had enough. But they're awesome. We're excited that they're in the lineup, and they bring a fun energy and style of wrestling that, hey, we like, like you said, Chad, we like domination. We like guys that score points, and you're going to see that, every time out for those guys.
Well, and we got to talk to them last year, and they're both just such characters.
They are characters. It's great.
Yeah. And I mean, how about Cale Seaton, right?
Yeah.
Like 133. Yeah, coming out, he was a little bit under the radar, and he took out a returning national qualifier. The Purdue guy in the semis was a national qualifier the previous year, and he was just one that stayed steady, stayed in his positions, and found a way to grit it out. And that's the way he's going to win matches. He's He's disciplined. He can wrestle for 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. And, it's funny because Clay has spent a lot of time with Kale. And I told him, because Clay went with the guys to the Bison Open. And so when we got back, I'm like, Clay, like, Kale Seaton wrestled really well. Like, good work. You've been spending time with him. And he's like, Clay said, it's easy. It's easy with Kale Seaton because I just try to have him wrestle like me. Right. And he's one that is super coachable, and he just kind of does what he's told. And, if you watch some of his matches, it was kind of Clay-esque, like, super hard to score on, right? Tough, like, um, wrestles a pace. So it'll be fun. It's good to have depth, and I'm excited to kind of see how these guys continue to progress throughout the season.
Hey, Cody, can you hear me now?
Yes, you're so back.
Yes. We are
Sorry.
back.
StreamYard's been funky. That's all I can say. They got new. So go ahead, Jordan.
So yeah, we had Kale, and
yep.
I mean, if you watched my TikTok at all last week, one big thing I said is we can't have injuries. Unfortunately, Alec Martin went down. Is he going to be okay? How's that looking for him? I know it's kind of tough to say, but
so Kale making finals was good, right? Obviously he wanted to win that thing. That finals match came up short. Kale's going to be just fine. Like, he, having this year off this past year, like, it takes a little bit to kind of get his feet underneath him, and I just see him continuing to progress and being a guy that's knocking on the door to be an All-American. Like, he is that good. It's just, he needs more mat time, and he's going to be just fine. So excited for him to. He'll wrestle Friday, he'll wrestle Sunday as well, and it'll be good. But as far as Alec, kind of a little scare, I guess. So he actually kind of was sick this weekend, so didn't perform extremely well, or at least up to his standard. And on the backside, he's winning a match, and he's just kind of trying to sit on his lead and hang on, and kind of was on the edge of the mat and tried to stay in bounds, and like kind of hyperextended his knee. It was odd, but it was the opposite knee that he had the ACL surgery on, which could be a good thing, but it looks like it's nothing.
Not season ending, hopefully.
Like, not season ending. Like, it's not like he re-injured his ACL or something like that.
Sure.
But he it doesn't seem to be serious. I mean, serious is relative, right? But as in, like, there's potential that we see him on Sunday at the Daktronics. But yeah, so he's no surgery needed. He'll be able to wrestle, and he won't be wrestling
hurt,
Friday.
not injured.
yeah, right. He won't be in there on Friday. Avery Allen will get the nod, but hopefully Sunday. If not, we'll have him back from Minnesota.
Talked about tomorrow briefly.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to hit on from over the weekend? Otherwise, do we want to talk about what fans that are coming out can expect to see Friday, Sunday?
I want to touch on one more thing.
Yeah, go for it, Jordan.
Let's touch on let me scroll down here. Sorry, it's a little ways down. All these names. Jacob Herm.
Herm had a good
Yeah, he had a great weekend. So he took out Peyton Keller out of Oklahoma, formerly Ohio, who's ranked in the top 10. He was at the Bison Open. He must be ineligible for semester, so he was wrestling unattached for Oklahoma. There must be something going on with that, because Oklahoma was at the Tiger Style, and he obviously wasn't with them. But that's a great win for him. I mean, Jacob Herm is a guy that he was a big recruit for us this past year, out of Wisconsin, Askren Wrestling Academy guy. He's just a competitor, right? He loves to compete. He's a guy that wrestles a high pace, and he just continues to get better. And to be honest, he's jumped levels even since being here, because in part kind of the training partners that he's had. I mean, Cade DeVos is still around. Yep. He's in graduate school with pharmacy, and so he's in the room almost every day. And he's being able to get his hands on a guy like that, and they have similar body types and similar weight classes, and so he's been really getting better and continues to progress. So to take him out, so that Keller kid was 2 years ago, was an All-American, actually beat one of ours, Cale Swenson, in maybe I thought it was maybe it's the round of 16 or something like that on the backside. I don't know, but ended up being an All-American, and Yeah, he's a strong competitor, and Jacob Herm as a true freshman to knock him off, just shows that he has some tools and skills that he's going to be a fun one. So he'll be wrestling Sunday as well. A number of those guys had good performances at the Bison. I mean, we took 6 freshmen and then a few others, and even yeah, and we could go all through all of those. That performance stands out, just because when you beat a returning All-American, that's pretty awesome, pretty big win. So yeah, excited for him and that whole class. Like they're doing really well, and it's a huge class, right? Because this was before we needed to start no knew we needed to start getting down to 30. So we have 9 in that class, including Micah. So 8 guys that are currently like wrestling and things like that. So it's crazy.
How's he count?
Yeah, so he's on the
Yeah.
roster. Yeah, I know, right?
Micah is
Yeah,
like how does that work?
Yeah, he's football and wrestling. So
Does that count against both sports?
yeah,
Oh wow, that's something.
yeah,
One other question I had. So how do you guys like I know it's different every time, but so maybe just how you did it this time, but you got to kind of divide and conquer with staff. So
yeah,
it sounded like you went down yourself down to Missouri.
yeah,
And who yeah, just let us know.
yeah. So
I'm
we
just curious who went where.
yeah, so we took 18 guys to Tiger Style. And so me, Cam and Damien went to the Tiger Style, and then we sent 9 guys to the Bison to Fargo, and so we sent Clay and then
Clay.
Cade DeVos with them as well.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good split. It's Bison is there's it's a lot of the same guys we see on a weekly basis while we're out here. So it's good to get out and see some other
Get away
teams
from
and
him.
yeah, and wrestle. And so they'll be at our tournament tomorrow or on Sunday, and so we'll wrestle them and a few other guys. But in part, like I know we're going to get into this weekend, but the DAC is down a lot this year as far as numbers, just because last year we had 130 athletes. It was really good, and it's because we had Arizona State came, Air Force came, we had Oklahoma came. Like it kind of all fell together at the right time, and we got those teams. And now those teams decided not to come back, and the Paycom duels, national duels, took a lot of Minnesota and Nebraska and Arizona State being there, and like we'd get a lot of Minnesota and Nebraska's backups, but now they're at a dual tournament, which is a multiple day event. So they're taking more guys. So we're getting less of their kids. And so it's going to be super down the DAC. It's unfortunate. It's a bummer. We need to figure some things out moving forward. It wasn't for lack of effort in trying to get teams to come, but you throw national duels in there and it just waters things down a little bit more. So, and so we're going to make the most of it. It'll be like pool play. So we're going to try to get guys as many matches as we can, even with the limited number. But we're going to hold it to just 2 mats, just because there's no sense in having more than that with the numbers that we're going to be welcoming in. So, everybody will wrestle, but it'll be limited matches and kind of a little bit different than years past. But I'm glad that we went to the Tiger Style and were able to get those matches and put our guys in a good spot moving forward.
Well, we've seen in the past few years that, as a team, you guys have tried to hit more branch out to some of those different events like the Southern Scuffle, the Soldier Salute. I mean, we've always been hitting the Cliff Keen, but I feel like that's a bigger deal for us than it was when Damien first
100%.
came on.
For sure.
So I mean, we just continue to get those good events, and the DAC is one of those great events. I think like you said, it takes a lot of effort. Coming to South Dakota isn't necessarily something teams love to do all the time. I mean, for Minnesota and Iowa, it's not too far. Obviously, North Dakota and Nebraska, but outside of that,
stop me if I'm out of bounds. But is there talks of moving the weekend the DAC is Warren Williamson DAC, I should say, just with the maybe the Paycom duel stick around, and then we're hopefully going down there
And there.
next year.
And there. Yeah, and we were hoping that we'd deal with that issue this year, right?
Yeah,
Because
Yep, right.
you know,
And if we'd been healthier at the national tournament, we probably
for
would have
sure.
been.
And honestly, it's unfortunate. It's kind of odd the way in which they picked the teams for, it's a dual tournament, but they based it off of the individual NCAA championships. Like, I think more obviously it's easy for me to say because we weren't one of the top 12 teams, right? But like, well, why would they base a dual tournament off of the individual results? Like, I mean, you look at
Agreed.
it, some of those teams had, hey, a couple of high place finishers, and they had half the amount of national qualifiers that we
Like
did, right? We're talking about the best
Lehigh,
team.
and now all three of those
Yeah.
kids are hurt this
They're
weekend,
all
so they're
out,
probably gonna
Yeah.
get 50-0
Well,
every
it's the
match.
same thing with, even, I love those guys at Cornell, but they've got a bunch of guys that are out for semester, right? And so, it's just different. I mean, I think we lost one match to Wyoming last year, right? In the duel. We beat Little Rock, like we beat those teams. So it would have been awesome. And again, easy for me to say, but it would have been awesome if they would have just based it off of the final dual rankings, right? Like of last year, or maybe the preview of the dual rankings for this upcoming year. I don't know. I think there's a better way to get the best 16 teams there from a dual perspective. But yeah, I mean, either way, we want to be a top 10 program. We want to be a team that is there. And so, yeah, there is talks of it. We have pushed like for the Bison Open to like, hey, let's combine to like,
Sure.
just run one event, right? And maybe the other school runs one the second semester, right? And we've gotten some pushback from that because nobody wants to like, the Bison Open has been going on for, however many
Long
years, and
time, yeah.
as has the DAC, and so nobody wants to change dates, to move. But if we want what's best for our kids, we need to make an adjustment because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when we're getting this limited numbers at 2 events back-to-back weekends, right? Thank goodness that we went to Tiger style because then we'd be kicking ourselves because we wouldn't have the matches. But yes, Alex, to answer your question, and we're definitely open to moving weekends, and this is more so.
So what you're saying is you're willing to maybe make adjustments for the good of the sport. Like if you were a top 1 team, you wouldn't skip the national duels.
We're going down that hole, are we?
I wasn't going to, but Chad's just going to put you on the spot.
I don't care. But I do want to say something more about the national duels. That was a serious thing that I was making a joke with. But just to back up Lee, who's a friend of the pod, who's been on our pod, who got trashed on by a bunch of fans from a certain school who might be this color.
Pennsylvania.
I mean, this is something that's still getting off the ground, this Paycom national duels. So I'm sure they'll probably make adjustments. So I don't want to get too upset that, and I agree with you. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it needs to get rolling. It needs to get off the ground, and then they can make some adjustments. So hopefully the people that are running or watching it see things like what we're talking about with Lehigh and the 3 injured dudes, and maybe they make those adjustments. So I think it's good for the sport. I'm excited to see 100%. And that's all I wanted to say.
I mean, let's not even look at us for a second. Let's look at probably the second or third best team in the country now in Iowa State. Not getting to go because they worked the transfer portal this year.
Right. Yeah.
And they had a bad nationals, but they worked the transfer portal too.
Similar boat to us. They had guys hurt at the national tournament and didn't score probably what they could have.
For sure. And they should be there, right? They're a team that can compete with those teams. And yeah, it's I agree. I agree with you, Chad. Like I'm for it, man. Like, hey, let's grow, let's gain exposure. Let's put this sport on the map more so. And I think I'm a big fan of duels as well. And so like, let's it's more fan friendly and things like that. So I hope it's sustainable. I mean, there's some money being thrown. I mean, we were talking to the Little Rock guys, coaches, and they're like, yeah, well, it's like, hey, we're showing up and we're getting 20K, right? Like at least pay
that sure helps a program.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that helps helps like them. It helps program like you and I, some of, those mid-major programs that aren't just flush with cash. So, it's yeah, I'm excited to follow along. I'm interested to see how it progresses and what is to come in the years ahead.
No, and I was just going to add, if you've listened to this podcast before, you have heard all four of the guys on the screen, plus Coach Hahn, especially myself, pontificate about duels are how we grow to the casual fan.
100%.
We all love, and I think it was even Cam we talked about too, you know, we all love wrestling. We'll sit in a wrestling tournament for all day.
Yeah, but we're not normal.
Right. Trying to grab a buddy and say, hey, you want to come check out this event? Hour and a half duel is way more digestible, and we need to promote that personally.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere, and if people have zero wrestling knowledge, a whole day at a tournament where they don't know anybody, oh boy, that's brutal.
Yeah, 100%. Right, and yeah, it's hard to follow. It's long. You're right. The average fan, like, duels are the way to go, and so hopefully
I had that.
Duels.
I had a buddy last year who was kind of a friend of mine in high school, and he'd come to some duels and stuff, but he didn't wrestle. He's like, I kind of want to try to get back into wrestling a little bit. And I saw the NCAA championships this weekend, and I was talking up like, oh man, Friday night, the dog bone, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And I quickly realized it's like, okay, these are really intense and really good matches, but unless you've been following all week and you know the storylines on Friday night, it's
for sure.
It's just 6 matches going on.
And all at the same time, right? Like, you have no idea. It's like, oh, it's cool, it's good wrestling, but it's you don't really understand. I totally see where you're coming from, Alex. It's true. It's true.
And that is my favorite night of NCAAs. I've been privileged to get to go to NCAAs, and the energy in the building on Friday night is honestly better than Saturday night.
It's insane. Like, it gives me chills thinking about it. It's the best event in the world. It's awesome. And I don't think we go away from the individual national tournament, right?
And I saw some people building a straw man. It's like, well, people want to do away with the national tournament and just have nationals. No one is saying that. I have not seen anyone say that seriously.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like we want to create these false narratives, like, to prove that. I don't know. It's like we're very stuck in our ways. We need.
Anyhow, for those of us not in Oklahoma and maybe in the Brookings Sioux Falls area this weekend, back to my original question from 15 minutes ago. It was a good discussion. No, good discussion. I wanted to talk about it. I put it in our production chat. Should we bring up national duels or not? So I'm glad we hit on it. What can we expect Friday, Sunday up in Brookings here?
Yeah, so tomorrow we welcome Augustana. So we've wrestled them the last number of years, just kind of our first kickoff duel. It's good for the state of South Dakota, right, to welcome them in. And honestly, I mean, they've got a solid program. Hey, I know it's not Division I, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they're still successful at their level. I mean, they were second in the country this past year, and they've got a lot of talented guys that could wrestle at the Division I level. And so we're excited to welcome them to town. I'm not super familiar with their lineup. I know a handful of their guys, and we can talk through it if you have their lineup and things like that, maybe. But I know that they always come to scrap and they wrestle hard, and they have nothing to lose in this situation. So this is a great opportunity for them to come in and wrestle us. But I know our guys are super excited and fired up to be able to compete in front of the home crowd again, and we'll see a number of new faces in the lineup that haven't had that experience. So excited for them to have the opportunity. I know they're fired up. So looking forward to getting after it. So
are you trying to find their lineup, Chad?
No, I'm just kind of rolling through the schedule for people to see.
Okay. So I did a little research today on Augustana. They have their 157 pounder was the D2 national champion last year at 149. Kale Larson. So that would be a good matchup for Swenson.
For sure. Absolutely. And I know Kale is one that shines under the lights and loves to compete. And so to have him be able to welcome a guy who is a really sound competitor, right? I mean, he's he's had success at the big at their highest level, right? And so I know Kale is fired up. Kale Swenson is fired up, and he's gonna go and put on a show, and it'll be a lot of fun. So him at 57. Who else they got, Jordan?
They got a kid that's 15th in the country at 65.
Nice. Is that hand of it kid?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to say his last name.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. I think he's a Jackson County Central kid. But yeah, he's super talented, and I'm excited for Marcus to be able to go out and scrap with him, and we get to see the twin power, as they like to call it, back to back. Yeah,
of course that's what they.
Yeah, of course. Like those you guys know that, so like you guys. But yeah, they're fired up. So.
Do they ever do like hashtag twinning?
I don't know what they're doing.
Like
winning. If you follow Moses on Instagram, he's always posting videos and stuff.
Moses has a heavy Instagram presence. I know he promoted that one.
I don't do Instagram. I'm not a girl.
He was on the show last year, so if you go follow Holy Mosey on Instagram, if you look the behind the scenes for Jackrabbit Wrestling, or just Moses being a goofball, it gets me to crack a smile once in a while when I'm through my feed and I see him.
Yep, for sure. It's I don't know if if I think it's funny or it pisses me off when I see his selfie stick sitting at Matt's side. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, come on, like we're practicing. Like, but
yeah, Coach, I'm just broadening the signal, man. Getting more eyes on South Dakota State wrestling. Yeah. The only time I ever end up on Instagram is because my wife sent me some reel, and then you try to get out, and the next thing you know, you're on something else.
30 minutes later, you're down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that and TikTok.
And then they got Ramberger at 197, which is rated number 2 in the nation for D2 right now.
Yeah, he's good. He just made a Greco World team too, and so yeah, he's obviously he's a top competitor, and so Quinn Morgan will get the start on tomorrow night. And so he's a redshirt freshman, and I'm sure we'll see some fireworks because Quinn is also a Greco guy, made the Pan Am team and went and won. I think he was second at the Pan Ams, but he's not afraid to let it fly, and so you get two of those guys out there.
It's almost funny when you see two Greco guys wrestle each other in folk style, because then the guy with the better leg attacks does end up winning because they know how to defend all the Greco stuff.
Right. And so you like end up seeing a lot less. Like you think there's going to be fireworks, and all of a sudden it's like super fun. Just the guy who's more fundamental like actually wins.
Right.
Well, I think we need
to get the Olympic committee to bring folk style to the Olympics, because I actually prefer it over the other two. I mean, freestyle's cool in its own right, but anyway, never mind. That's a whole different discussion.
I also seen that.
I think folk style's better for a TV audience, but anyhow, like you said, whole separate discussion.
Yeah.
I also seen that we'll be sending Cale Seaton at 133.
Yeah. So we'll send Cale Seaton at 33. Hopefully Cardinal, he got a little dinged up this past week in practice. So hopefully he'll be back for Sunday, but if not, I don't suspect him being out a lot longer. But yeah, we'll have Seaton in at 33. We'll also have Tyson Peach in at 41 because Julian's dealing with he's a little banged up, and it's more precautionary. It's nothing major, but those guys are very capable and will represent us well. So
and remind me again, Cody, D2 match. Does or does not count as a win for seeding purposes? Not that we need to be looking for March already, but that's what I was thinking. So,
but to be honest, Alex, like we are, like I mean, we're counting matches, right, and doing things like that because like it comes up on you fast, right? So I just put together, we have a spreadsheet like that we go through like the track wrestling OPC to make sure that all of our matches are in there and what are countable Division I matches and things like that, just to make sure that our guys are hitting the threshold. And honestly, it's one of the things that we take seriously, so that give our guys the best opportunity to be at the national tournament. I mean, that's why that's not why, but we want to give our guys the best opportunity to be able to wrestle a national tournament. And so, they are not countable, which is kind of silly, right? Like it's a collegiate match. I think it should be countable, but it's not countable.
got some top 10 D2 kids, and that's probably a national qualifier at the Division I level caliber kid. But
yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, a stud D2 wrestlers. I mean, right on par with a stud D1 wrestler. That's not. Yeah.
And I was just gonna say, sometimes we get a casual eye, which is good. That's what we're trying to do, right? We're boosting the signal for to other SDSU fans that maybe aren't into wrestling, but for wrestling as a whole. At large consideration for the national tournament, you have to have 60 or 70%. 70% win percentage, or be ranked in the top 33 in both polls. It's an either or. And the minimum matches is, we're talking about, is it 12 or 15?
15.
15, that's what I thought.
Division I matches. So, yeah. And so we're tracking that stuff already. Like, because once you get into dual season, like it's limited. Like, and you got some guys that are going to run across some freaking studs that, hey, they might not win, which can hurt your winning percentage. So it's like,
right.
But also they could take those guys out, and that becomes a quality win and gets you into the rankings.
All of a sudden you're a 10 seed instead of a 20 seed on.
Makes you, a huge difference. Right?
But it's part of the sport at this point in time, is how you manage that.
Yeah.
And let's not pretend that the people that I keep picking on aren't managing that for their guys too.
Oh, that's why they're doing what they're doing.
I know that's why they're doing what they're doing. I'm maybe picking on them just a little bit again, but those are the rules. And if you don't like it, well, then I guess we got to change the rules.
Right. Yeah. So, I agree.
And you'd be dumb not to do everything that you could to increase your chances and advantages to get into the tournament, so that you can make a splash and you can win those matches that are, maybe more borderline for you. And then, because things happen, people get hurt, next thing you know, you're up in the blood round. So
yeah, for sure. You never know what'll happen, but you do what's in the best interest of the athlete, and you go let it rip. So
last year we had 1,859 people there. If you're listening to this, you're a casual fan. Let's try and get 2,000 this year. It's $10 a ticket to get in tomorrow night for general admission ticket. Let's get to the first bank and try and watch some wrestling.
Was that total for the season, Jordan, or for the first duel?
That was first duel.
That's what I thought. I was like,
of course it's not season, right? Like, there's
it's good. It seemed high for single duel, but way low for total season. So I'm impressed we had that many last year, and let's keep growing it.
Yeah, that's what Chat GPT dug up for me today when I sent it to work to figure out the dual numbers. It said that's what our box score said last year.
Sweet, cool. Yeah, let's get 2,000. That'd be freaking awesome. Yeah, we appreciate you guys getting us out there and supporting and exposing us, and let's wrestling season's here, so let's keep pumping Jackrabbit Wrestling.
And every time you get a chance to watch Ras, it's going to be exciting. He's not your typical heavyweight. I love watching the guy. Absolutely not selling that short, or not selling that long, I guess.
Yeah, he is. Sometimes I want to pull my hair that I don't have out. But he is exciting, right? And
love his style, dude.
He's all over the place, man. He's unique. He's unique, and trying to incorporate some things to help him, like more of like a controlled chaos, so to speak, right? Rather than just kind of all over the place. Yeah. So it's just So, but I mean, he's gonna be in the mix again this year. So
then you guys got a post-match autograph session, it said.
Yep.
After the matches tomorrow night.
Yeah, so those guys will be up there signing some autographs. We'll have our posters there, and we'll get ready for Sunday then. Sunday's a 10 a.m. start. It'll just be 2 mats, so it'll be very viewer friendly, so to speak. You'll be able to see 2 mats, and it'll be a lot of Jackrabbits wrestling because we're wrestling all our guys, and there's just limited number of guys. So basically, whoever they're sending to us, we're wrestling. So it'll be good. We'll see all of our a good chunk of our guys out there competing on Sunday as well. So
that's only $5 to get into, and that's at the S Jack, right?
Yep, at the S-Jack. So 10 a.m. start. We'll probably be out of there by 2-3 o'clock. So
I would like to mention to folks that catch this that are more of the casual fan that maybe aren't going to this first duel, maybe want to catch one later in the season, but are interested. If you have a Midco Sports Plus membership or you have Midco TV, I think you can catch that there. Do not try and catch it on the other old partner. It's on Midco. That is our streaming partner for wrestling again this year, and so that's where you can catch that. Cody, I want to.
Sunday will be on the old partner though.
Okay, Sunday. Yeah, sorry, Sunday. But I guess our dual matches. So Sunday will be on Flow Sports, and all the dual matches, home duels, will be on Midco.
Yep. Yeah.
Then last week, when Damien was on, he passed down 2 questions to you. He told us we had to ask you. Do you know what these are yet? The one answer already came. That was Wednesdays. They started this Wednesday at Cubby's for lunch. So if you're in Brookings, stop over and have lunch with the boys on Wednesday.
Yep, noon.
The coaches at noon.
Yeah, first one was this past week.
And then the other one is, do you know the date for the raffle?
Right.
Yes,
None of us knew, including Coach Han, and we're like, Cody knows. We all said that. Now we're putting you on the spot.
It is. So we have a Friday Sunday duel. I think maybe it's Air Force in Northern Colorado. It's that Saturday in between it.
Okay.
January 31st. I was right on my guess last week then.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. That's what you said.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way to support the program. And so it's raffle ticket gets you and a guest, all you can eat, all you can drink, 4 to 9 p.m. with 4 to 8 p.m. with the chance to win $10,000, I think is what we're giving away, right? $10,000
in the past.
A ticket is $250. So you and a guest gets you and a guest, and it's an awesome time. Great way to socialize. All of our guys will at least stop by, being right before a duel. They won't be there the entire night, but good way to support the program and talk some wrestling. So,
and a ton of other prizes too.
Yeah. So everybody's guaranteed a prize, right? Whether it's a hat,
meeting Cody, talking to Cam, shaking Damien's hand.
Hey, you can maybe even get yourself like a Hans Homie shirt, maybe. I don't know. You guys have those?
Those are awesome.
You guys have? I've seen those. I want to know how to get one.
They are awesome. We
hey,
need
Chad,
to get
send
some.
me all these guys' sizes so I can get you all.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we will.
All right,
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna hate me for that, but we'll keep it
next time we're gonna have to have him on an extra episode this year just so we can all show up.
Wear
the Hans homies.
Absolutely. Yeah, he hates that stuff. I don't know if you've seen going by the Frank where there's like obviously there's wrestling highlights going on all the time, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But I slid in there a video of like it's like
doing
the dance,
the Sheck West deal.
It's AI. It's the best.
Yeah, and it put Damien's body on it, and he's like dancing and doing all this stuff.
That's the gate I go in. That's where my season tickets for football are. So that's the gate I go in. All of a sudden, I looked up. I was like, "That's funny."
Yeah, he hates it though. Like he won't even admit that it's up there. But I got it in there like on 2 of the loops, and so it's awesome. But
good thing he doesn't control that, just you. Well, Cody, we always appreciate all of our staff's time. You guys are very generous with us. I don't have anything more. Guys, do you have one last question you want for Cody? If not, we're a little over an hour and want to be respectful of your time with your family and that. So
I don't think
Alex,
so.
Jordan? Well, I guess that's it. Why don't we have you lead us out on a Go Jacks on 3?
All right. 1, 2, 3. Go
Jacks.